Welcome to this webinar. Well, I will answer the burning question, is sugar bad for you? Can sugar really have a head-to-toe impact on the human body? When we're talking about added sugar, the answer is yes. Notice I didn't say natural sugars like the sugar you will find in fruit and other natural foods. I'm talking about added sugar that you will find in processed foods and drinks. Before we dive into this webinar, I want you guys to think about this. Have you noticed that the more sugar you eat, the more you want? That's because sugar is very habit-forming, causing changes in the reward system in our brains. It does this by releasing dopamine and other endorphins, which can literally make us happy for a short time. You see, our brains have a certain built-in appetite controlling mechanism that lets us know when we've had enough to eat and therefore should stop, because we're either full or even causing foods to stop being appealing after some time. But sugar works completely differently, keeping us wanting more and more even when we've consumed a lot of calories. It's much easier to overeat something that is very sweet and processed, like cookies or ice cream, compared to something that's in its natural state and takes longer to eat. Sugar has a strong reward value in the brain, meaning it's closely linked to areas of the brain responsible for sensory perceptions that are the driving forces behind the motivation to eat. Over the next few slides, I will talk about how sugar is linked to many chronic conditions we see today. The first one I want to address is heart disease. Many people blame dietary fat for heart disease, and while certain industrial inflammatory fats like trans fats do cause heart disease, sugar is the real culprit. Research scientifically shows us that eating too much added sugar could significantly increase your risk of developing cardiovascular disease. In fact, people getting 17 to 21% of calories from added sugar face a 38% higher risk of developing cardiovascular disease compared to those who got just 8% of their calories from sugar. The relative risk was more than double for those who consumed 21% or more of their calories from added sugar. One of the biggest problems resulting from eating more sugary foods and even processed grains is that it limits the amount of fresh produce and other nutrient-dense foods people consume daily. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is on the rise in the US. And guess what's largely to blame? If you guess sugar, you're right. According to a study conducted at the University of Sydney, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is present in 17 to 33% of Americans. This growing percentage parallels the frequency of obesity, insulin resistance, metabolic syndrome, and type 2 diabetes. And sadly, many Americans with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease don't experience any symptoms or are aware they have the disease. So let's talk about how added sugar can harm your digestive system. Researchers now believe added sugar changes the digestive tract in a way that increases intestinal permeability, also known as leaky gut. So why is this bad? If your intestinal barrier is impaired, it may be letting toxins into your bloodstream. The first step is eliminating excess added sugar, and this is a crucial part of any effective leaky gut treatment plan. And just remember, added sugar also feeds yeast and bad bacteria that can damage the intestinal wall, creating a leaky gut as well. And just like I said earlier, this means the chronic low-grade inflammation that sugar triggers can lead to the transfer of substances from the gut into the bloodstream. This can trigger obesity and other chronic metabolic diseases. Furthermore, studies have found sugar-sweetened soda drinks may influence the development of metabolic diseases. Research also found soda drinkers experience decreased longevity and accelerated cell aging. A study published in the journal PLOS One found for every 150 calories of sugar a person consumes a day, about the equivalent of a can of soda, they increase their risk of type 2 diabetes by 1.1%. This may not seem like a lot or a big percentage, but over time this adds up. And research has also found the impact of sugar on diabetes 2 held true regardless of a sedentary lifestyle and alcohol use. Added sugars can fall under all sorts of different names on ingredient labels. While it's currently nearly impossible to tell the percentage of sugar that comes from natural sources right now, better labeling is our friend. In 2019, we started seeing an added sugar line on the nutrition facts label. One rule of thumb to find these hidden sugars is that any ingredient ending in "ose" is a type of sugar. Don't be fooled by more natural sounding names either. Sweeteners like cane juice, beet sugar, fruit juice, and rice syrup are all still types of sugar. Check out their place in the ingredients list too. The higher up an ingredient is on the list, the more of it is included in the product. On this slide, you will see other possible names for added sugar, and they are dextrose, fructose, lactose, maltose, molasses, high fructose corn syrup, malt syrup, and sucrose. Today, most U.S. adults consume about 22 teaspoons of added sugar a day. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 6 teaspoons or 100 calories of added sugar for most women, and no more than 9 teaspoons or 150 calories a day for most men. And now is the time to rethink your drink. As you can see on this slide, how much added sugar is in the most popular drinks we see in the market today. So let's dive into the fun stuff. Here I will give you some tips and steps to kick your sugar addiction. There are really 4 main steps. You need to get more fiber, more protein, more healthy fat, and consume sour foods. If you follow these steps, it can help you overcome your sweet addiction and sugar cravings. The first step is to get more fiber in your diet. Fiber helps you stay fuller longer. It also supports detoxification and can help reduce candida symptoms in your body. And keep in mind, candida is a major cause of sugar cravings. You want to aim for 35 to 40 grams of fiber a day. Start consuming more high fiber foods, especially vegetables and nuts and seeds like chia seeds and flax seeds. I won't read through all of these foods on this slide, but here you will see other good sources of fiber. The next step is to get more protein in your diet. And this is because protein will actually help balance out blood sugar, so that really helps reduce sugar cravings. The theory is to get half your body weight in grams of protein per day. But keep in mind your body can only process 40 grams of protein per sitting. Some of the best protein foods out there to help kick sugar addiction include grass-fed beef, whey protein, lentils, wild fish like salmon, mackerel, tuna, chicken, black beans, natto, raw milk, kefir, yogurt, eggs, and raw cheese. Or if you're a vegan or vegetarian, you can supplement with amino acids as well. The next tip is to consume more healthy fats. Your body can burn sugar for energy or fat for energy. If you stop consuming as much sugar, start consuming more fat. Just make sure it's healthy fats, the kind found in the popular Mediterranean diet. The best fats for that are coconut, coconut oil, olive oil, fish oil, and avocado oil. Your body will become a fat burner, which will also help weight loss, but this will actually help sugar addiction as well. And lastly, you will want to consume more sour or probiotic-rich foods. Things like probiotic yogurt and kefir are sour because of the good bacteria found in them. They fight off and reduce candida in your body, which, like I said earlier, could be one reason why you crave sugar. So again, consuming probiotic-rich foods, fermented vegetables like sauerkraut and kimchi, and sour foods like apple cider vinegar are fantastic. Using apple cider vinegar on a salad or apple cider vinegar or lemon juice in your water throughout the day can decrease your sugar cravings. So let's take a few minutes to talk about the best sugar alternatives. This is important because it's another way to curb your sugar cravings and recover from a sugar addiction. Stevia and monk fruit are great options. Raw honey is also a good alternative. I absolutely love raw honey because just 1 tablespoon of raw honey has 64 calories, which may seem like a lot, but it has less impact on the glycemic load than a single banana. It's important to note once honey has been pasteurized, it loses many of the health benefits that raw honey brings to the table. Have you ever thought about dates as a sweetener? Dates are loaded with potassium, copper, iron, magnesium, and vitamin B6. They're easily digested and help to metabolize proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Other natural sweeteners are coconut sugar, blackstrap molasses, balsamic glaze, and real fruit jam. Thank you for your time. I hope you all took some valuable information that you can apply to your health, wellness, and nutritional goals. If you have any questions about the company wellness program, please contact us at the information provided on the slide.